Huh. I'm having some deja vu right now. I feel like I've talked about this before. In fact, I know I've talked about this before several years back. Pokemon cards and scalpers. The two things that mix together as well as oil and water. Yeah, nobody likes scalpers at all, because it's basically just taking a product that should be just sold for a fair MSRP price and just trying to rip people off and make a profit for yourself. Most people don't really care about the whole collecting aspect of it when it comes to scalpers. It's more so, let's just take what you love and screw you over because you like it. Yeah, it's not very enjoyable, especially nowadays where the scalping seems to be so out of hand that I'm actually thinking about taking a break from card collecting for a while again. For the first time in many, many years, Latias has finally have another EX card out. Now, getting the normal EX card is perfectly fine. It's sold for dollars, if not pennies. But the one alternate art card, which is the thing that I was looking for the most, because if you combine it with Latios, it forms one picture, goes for almost $300. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe back then when I was absolutely obsessed with the Latias and Dragonite, well, more so than now, maybe I would be able to spend that kind of money because, oh, hey, I didn't know any better, and hey, I wanted to get some of my favorites. But nowadays, things have changed, and I got bills and stuff to pay, and one of those bills is not a $300 card. I don't know what has gotten into Pokemon card collecting lately, but it seems like with specifically Surging Sparks and Prismatic Evolutions, all of a sudden, booster boxes and stuff are being wiped clean from retailers and being sold for as much as 4 to 5 times the price, which is insane. So anyone who wants to keep up with either meta decks or just form a collection of their own of their favorite Pokemon that just so happen to be in that set, they're kind of out of luck at the moment, unless they have just throwaway money that they just want to give away to get said cards. But honestly, if you ask me, it shouldn't even come down to this. Since when is Pokemon cards now the new cryptocurrency or the new NFTs? Like, why do we need to buy a bunch of stuff just to resell it for a higher product? In fact, one of the things that irks me the most about a lot of TCG news stories lately is top 10 most expensive cards in the set. Or top 10 cards you can make the most money off with the set. Why is it all about the money now? Whatever happened to the sport of just playing the TCG or just the hobby of card collecting? Apparently just that isn't enough anymore for some people. It's just, hey, again, just taking what you love and just screw you because of it. So it's either buy it now or just goodbye, you ain't getting it at all. This pin here is a prime example. It ain't a card, but it proves my point just the same. Well, this is part of the Year of the Dragon monthly pins, and because they're in such limited quantity, they sell out almost instantly. And now, the price on eBay goes for $1,000 for the entire set. These are $13 pins, by the way, not including shipping. I paid over 10 times for that. Do I regret it? Kind of, yes. My heartstrings was a little bit torn there, but that's the thing. They're banking on people like me who are so attached to, well, in this case, Dragonite, or any other favorite Pokemon that they have. Where, oh hey, were you taking a shower? Like a 10-minute shower the moment those pins were released? Well, oops, tough crap. I guess all the bots bought them. So now you're going to have to pay a scalper on eBay well over 10 times just to get the thing you want, because you were unfortunate at the time. But even still, going back to the whole bot thing, Pokemon Center just doesn't care enough at all if these actually get sold to actual collectors or people who deserve them, and not just people who want to screw others. They have a whole limit X per person thing, or I guess in most of the trading card booster boxes or sets or whatnot, it's, I think, 2, a limit of 2, but it really doesn't matter considering that someone has about 50 bot accounts ready to swipe up 100 boxes. And because they move so much faster than any human being can do, it's almost guaranteed that they're going to get them. And don't even get me started on the whole cipher thing that has you prove that you're not a bot. Those don't even work. In fact, some of them are so wrong that when you click on something that says it's a bridge, and you know it's a bridge, and it tells you that's wrong, oh well, I guess everyone bought all the other stuff with their bots by the time you figured out what square is a bridge and what's a bike. That's a side tangent, I guess. because I hate those with a burning passion. But even still, there's outside of that horrible prevention system, there's really no regulation as to who can buy things and with what account and whatnot. There should be either a loyalty program where if you already have spent money with Pokemon Center in the past within like a certain time period, or you have like tickets that are sent out to people, like raffle tickets almost, where if you get one of the tickets, you have X amount of time to purchase said item. Something like that. Or, I mean, maybe that won't necessarily cut down on the bots scrapping them all, but at least it may give more people an opportunity to get the item. Something like that, because what we have here is not only not working, but it shows that Pokemon Company or Pokemon Center or who else doesn't really care. And that as long as they get the product out of their store and they make a profit, that's really all that matters. The consumer who really wants it, or the collector that really wants it, if they have to pay $500 for an $80 box, well, I guess that's their problem now, isn't it? It's not the Pokemon Company's. Because they already made their sale. Who cares? And not to mention, and this really irks me, how some of the pre-orders for the new Journeys Together set are not only sold out within literal seconds, but they're being sold on eBay right now for triple the price. Bitch, you don't even have the product in your hands yet, and you're already trying to flip it. Isn't that against eBay's TOS or something? Like, has it gone down to the point where, like, literally you're flipping pre-orders now? When is this gonna stop, man? This is driving me nuts. I suppose thinking long and hard about it as a technicality standpoint, if you own said booster box, it's your property at the end of the day, and you have the right to sell it to somebody else because, well, you own it. You can do what you want with it. And if you want to flip it, it's not wrong or illegal or anything, as far as I'm aware. But ethnically speaking, if that's all you're trying to do, and you're just buying the entire stock up with a bunch of bots just to resell it like they're a bunch of PS5s back when that came out, it ruins the fun with it. It ruins the whole premise of it. It's like again, you were just taking something that people love and basically saying, screw you, give me money. That's it. You don't really care. You're not doing it for the players. Nobody's doing it for the players or the real fans of the TCG. There's absolutely no way. If you're one of those people that are flipping it on purpose, you have no right to say that. Not at all. Now that I think about it, aren't there Pokemon cards coming to McDonald's Happy Meals again in the US? Am I going to have a fist fight in the parking lot over getting a Dragonite card now? Because people are just wiping them all clean again and then trying to resell them? It's like, when is this going to stop, man? Obviously you can't see it behind me because all my collection stuff is above me and off to the side. But, like, I have so many cards of Dragonite and the Lotties, and I probably would have more of the Lotties if, I don't know, I didn't have to spend a quarter of a paycheck trying to get some. You know? And, like, I guess theoretically I could. But the question is, should. Now, before I go, I do have one last thing to say, because this is just random tinfoil hat kind of conspiracy that I'm just thinking about, but it kind of matches up with how the sets came out recently. I'm starting to wonder if the popularity of Pokemon TCG Pocket is one of the reasons why these cards are now, like, so popular now. Like some of the newer sets. Because maybe a lot of people played the Pocket game and they fell in love with card collecting again, and now they want to do it in real life. And so the popularity of the cards has increased. So maybe there is more demand for them overall, but now that the demand is there, the scalpers are starting to take advantage of it. Because it seemed like with Surging Sparks, the demand and the cards were being sold quicker, but it wasn't like instantaneous, but it was quicker than sets prior to that for a while. And then with Prismatic Evolutions, not only is there a card shortage going on, and Pokemon Company should have known that before releasing it, but it's of the Eevee Evolutions, dude. You should know those would sell out instantly. You're talking about some of the most popular Pokemon in the franchise. If it ain't the Eevee evolution, it's Pikachu, Lucario, and Charizard. Eevee and its evolutions are in that top 5. They're all together, yes. So how on earth you could have a shortage of something you know is going to be in extremely high demand and overly scalped? It's a little absurd. So hopefully they get in on that. But still, going back to my point, I'm curious to see if TCG Pocket, because it actually sparked an interest in card collecting again, I wonder if that's the reason why both the demand and the scalp rate has increased. It's not proven, but it is a pretty big coincidence, don't you think? So yeah, it's safe to say that I think I'm retiring from card collecting for a little while, because, I'm sorry, I am not spending $300 on a single card. Thank you very much. However, spending $150 on a Dragonite clock from Pokemon Center Taipei, that is a good investment.